Hi everyone, my name is Leron Gertzman. I'm a professional wildlife photographer, and today I'm going to try to get the best bird photo possible using only the camera on a cell phone. And along the way, we're going to learn some tips and tricks for bird photography. I'm a big believer that it's possible to get really great photos with any camera. You just have to be very deliberate with what it is you're photographing and where you're going to photograph. So this is actually a really good tip for bird photography. Visit places that are familiar to you, with birds that you are familiar with, places that you can visit a lot of times, get to know them, and that'll really maximize your chances of being able to get some really, really good bird photos. And for today, I think I know just the place to start. So we're here at the Rifle Migratory Bird Sanctuary, and I've come here because this place is known for having birds that don't have much fear of people. So we got some nice repetitive action here in the form of these swallows that are coming and flying underneath the deck here. It's normally something that people would say you need like a really fast autofocusing system, a really expensive camera, but I'm doing it here with an iPhone. But what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pre-focusing with the phone on the water, and I'm just waiting. Rather than chasing the swallows around, I'm waiting for them to come to me. When they fly through, I take a burst and hope that I get a nice photo of a swallow with their reflection as they fly through. Although birds and wildlife can seem very unpredictable, there are a lot of very predictable elements. And we gotta find those predictable elements and photograph those predictable elements to enhance our chances of getting something really good. The low angle perspective here does a couple things. One, I'm kind of getting the goose against the sky so it stands out nicely. But it also gets the background further away, which, when we're using portrait mode, makes it nice and blurred. And it also just gives a more intimate view. You're at their level, you're kind of getting immersed into their world, creates a more immersive composition. So that's why I like to get really low down. And I do that often by holding the phone upside down so I can get like right down to the ground. I'm kind of distracted by the daisies here. As photographers, we're often really focused on our subject and what is in the background, but one thing that's really useful to pay attention to is what's in the foreground. By incorporating a foreground element, you can add a lot more depth to the scene. And when I'm photographing birds, I'm always trying to frame them up through windows in the foliage or getting down low and getting that grass in the front. It really immerses you and provides an intimate view of your subject. Awesome. When photographing, I think it's always a really good idea to try to envision the photo you're going to capture. So we've come to downtown Vancouver, and the idea I have is a photo looking straight up at the skyscrapers with a bird in the middle flying overhead. Not the normal bird photography environment. Of course, it flew right as I walked up. That could have been good, but that's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually really good. Behavior that I'm watching for here is fishing. This heron is probably going to try to catch fish. Could get a cool action shot when it does that. Oh, so bathing duck here. After ducks bathe, they flap their wings. So let's keep an eye out for that behavior. Here comes the flap. Extra element of behavior, if you can get it, adds a lot to the photo. But it can be tough to just suddenly react when you see something like that and actually capture the photo in time. So things that help you predict what the bird's gonna do, like understanding its behavior, really critical to capturing eye-catching photos. Birds, before they take off, they have them do a stretch, and then they take off. Wind is super important. Birds will 99% of the time take off and land facing into the wind. I'm not just using my eyes, I'm also using my ears, because the loud, high-pitched, repetitive calls that birds make are often alarm calls, and those alarm calls can often clue you in to something like an owl sitting in a tree or something like a falcon or an eagle flying around, and it'll really help you find those elusive raptors. Well, I think that is officially it for the day. It is getting too dark for the phone. Just got to know the limitations of the phone, so I'm gonna call it here, I think.
Can you check how many photos you took?
Yeah, let me see. So it looks like today I have captured just over 5,000 photos on the phone. And this is the final tip. Take lots of photos. Birds are hard to photograph, and the more photos you take, the higher your chances are that you'll get something good. Today for me, that was just over 5,000 on the phone. If you take 5,000 photos in a day, you have a pretty high chance that you're gonna get at least a few really good ones. Oh, you know, here's one more thing we should put in. Share your photos. It doesn't even need to be a spectacular image. Post your photos online because birds are incredible. And I think that the more people see photos of birds, the more they're gonna love them and the more they're gonna wanna protect them.